Lakhvir Singh, 23-year-old Indian-born taxi driver, picked up a passenger in Melbourne about 11:50 p.m. on Saturday. The passenger started to verbally abuse Lakhvir Singh when he stopped at an amber junction light. The passenger refused the payment and left the taxi with the door open. Lakhvir got out of the cab to close the door but was physically assaulted, kicked and punched by the passenger. The passenger racially assaulted the taxi driver and called him his little slave. Lakhvir Singh was also hit in his hands with the credit card imprint and has deep cuts on his fingers.
I heard this news this morning and I was very much disturbed hearing that one of our Indian taxi drivers has been attacked very vigorously and he has been injured and been hospitalized as well. Now this type of incidents is happening every now and then, and I think the federal and the state law should take the appropriate actions against this type of incidences and should not happen. And in particular when the Indian drivers are working very hard for 10 to 12 hours a day for their families for the maintenance, and this type of thing happens, who is only the earning person in the family, and now I don't know what his family is going to be. So I'm very much disturbed for this type of things. Thank you.
My name is Satpal. I'm a taxi driver, driving taxi in Sydney from last 6 years. Last night I heard an incident again in Melbourne that again a young taxi driver from India got beaten. That's about the second incident in a couple of months happened in Melbourne. And we are hard-working people from overseas. We have qualifications, like I am IT specialist. I'm driving cabs because I can't get a proper job in here. So we have been working like every night for 12-hour shifts, and we got no security. Sometimes people come and don't pay us the fares and they do run on us. Sometimes they come in taxi on Friday, Saturday nights, they're drunk, they abuse us, and we have no protection for us. Sometimes people got beaten, nothing happened, so we just need some protection.
Australia is an advanced country and it's also a multicultural society. Such incidents happening now and then, even in a couple of months back and now again, will only deter Indian students coming to this country. Any incident happening like this also affects the Indian community living in Australia. I would say laws should be made tough. Anyone doing this should be put in jail so that it doesn't happen in future again.
This is not the first time it has happened. In fact, even before this, there have been isolated incidents where Indians, they have felt that they have been targeted. One of the reasons could be that this is a job, especially in this case, like this person was a taxi driver. These are the people who come into contact with various types of people, especially people who are drunk at night time and they have little security or protection available. I believe that they have in cases where a demand has been made in order to make sure that their safety is a paramount concern. I'm not sure if that has happened so far or not, but I believe it should happen, and all of us, we should urge to the government and the law authorities to make sure that these incidents, they don't happen.
On 3 a.m. 28th of April 2008, 23-year-old Jalvinder Singh, an Indian-born taxi driver, was stabbed multiple times in Melbourne and left on the roadside for over 2 hours. He continued to be in a critical stage before being declared out of danger after 2 days. What followed was never ever witnessed in Australia. Drivers from the Indian community blocked a very busy intersection in Melbourne for up to 22 hours. Young drivers took their shirt off in chilly weather to show their protest. The protest occupied front pages in the major newspapers in Australia, and the government agreed to waive off parking charges incurred by the protesting drivers and promised an education campaign to help people to get to know taxi drivers. In August 2006, Indian-born taxi driver Rajneesh Joga died of head and chest injuries a few hours after his cab was taken away by a passenger who was running away from the police. Most of the taxi drivers are students, and not all cases get reported or followed up as these students are shy and don't want to talk to the media. Taxi drivers we spoke to told us that they were facing 2 to 3 serious cases of assaults, kicks and punches every week.